Hey, you are now with Dave Jose on video number 7. And this video, of course, is part of the series that we have 5 Minutes to Freedom. What we're going to do today is help you to see something clearly. We're going to use a couple of constitutions and we're going to break down the purpose for the Bill of Rights. I'm going to show you how the government has been stealing from the people and how to fix it. It is going to be really simple, and you're going to understand why schools and government officials fail to teach you the state bills of rights. Let's go. So let's start out with the Alabama Constitution, Section 36, Construction of Declaration of Rights. That this enumeration of certain rights shall not impair or deny others retained by the people. That means you have more than what's showed here. And to guard against any encroachments on the rights herein retained, we declare that everything in this Declaration of Rights is accepted out of the general powers of government and shall forever remain inviolate. So guys, what we see here is that everything in the Bill of Rights or the Declaration of Rights in every state is not in the power of the government. Okay, so guys, you should be starting to see that this is kind of deep, because the government officials are saying that anybody who does not want to follow their law or statute is what they call a sovereign citizen and crazy and doesn't want to follow the law. But really, the ones who don't want to follow the law are the ones who are bypassing the bills of rights. So let's say if the Bill of Rights says that you have a liberty interest in what you're going to do for work, being married, raising a family, you're going to, raise your kids, you are going to travel from here to there. All these different things are in your bills of rights in your states. Now, the government officials are taking your cars, taking your kids, taking your houses, but they said that they will never take anything from you without a jury of your peers. Or did they? Or are they supposed to use a jury of your peers? Let's see. So let's check Section 10 in Vermont's Bill of Rights. That in all prosecutions for criminal offenses, a man hath the right to be heard by himself and his counsel, to demand the cause and nature of his accusation, to be confronted with witnesses, to call for evidence in his favor, and a speedy public trial. Not in these private courts where they could tell you not to come. Okay, so speedy public trial by an impartial jury of the country, without the unanimous consent of which jury he cannot be found guilty, nor can he be compelled to give evidence against himself, nor can he be justly deprived of his liberty. Children are a liberty. Your property is a liberty interest that you have, where you work, what you do for business, except by the laws of the land or the judgment of his peers. Guys, the law of the land is the common law, and the judgment of your peers is required. Now, the way they get around this, if you're a man or woman or one of the people, is they just try to act like you are a person working for the government that committed some type of crime that the legislature gets to punish, rather than looking at you as one of the people who have rights and power that the legislature cannot touch. Okay, guys, so in conclusion, I want you to see the tricks that the government are using and how to defeat it. So number one, if there is a criminal prosecution, they have to give us a jury of our peers in a public and open court, with a judge that is impartial, which is what I showed you under the common law. A court of record has a judge that's independent from the tribunal, the one who is bringing the case or trying a case. Now, the thing is, guys, is that these words that I have given you are starting to come together to make a complete picture of how it's supposed to work. So let's look. We should have courts of record. As stated in Article 6, Section 30 of Arizona Constitution, the Superior Court, Appeals Court, and Supreme Court shall be courts of record. Those courts should have a magistrate, somebody in a black robe, that is separate from the one who's trying to try someone. You should have a jury of your peers. The problem is that they realize that a jury is not going to go for a lot of the fraud that they're doing. So when they're taking your children, taking your cars, taking your houses, taking your money, giving you tickets for every little thing, guys, that does not apply to you, if a jury found out what was going on, they would stop it. And so what we have to do is realize that we are supposed to have juries if they're going to take any liberty, any property, or your life. Now, what they're doing is they're just charging a person, a fictitious entity that they create, and call it a person, not one of the people or man or woman, because they know that they are not to attack men or women because they were created for our benefit. So when the government is working, they're taking care of our business as the people. So they can't go and turn around and challenge the people against the laws of the Bills of Rights or the Declarations of Rights. So then they get you to sign up inside of some contract or agreement, like for a driver's license or something of that nature, or they want you to get aid so they can say, oh, you took our aid, so now we can enslave you and take what we want. Guys, that is not true because you still have the Bill of Rights or the Declaration of Rights, which is the highest law which they swore to. Now it's time to hold them accountable and to stop this foolishness. The people will win and we will take our republic back for sure. Let's go.